Yeah, I think stuff to do with family overwhelms me quite a bit. You know, worry or stress around family side of things, that does overwhelm me quite a bit. But in terms of Buckingham Palace has just confirmed shocking news about Prince William, leaving the nation in disbelief. The heir to the throne, who was once seen as a steady leader for the monarchy's future, is now at the center of a sad announcement that has millions looking for answers. Rumors are spreading, emotions are high, and the truth is more serious than anyone expected. What really happened inside the palace? The answer could change everything we thought we knew about the royal family. You maybe think to yourself, it won't happen to us. We'll be okay. But when it does happen to you, then yeah. Then it takes you into some pretty before we continue. Please hit the like button and share your thoughts below. Your opinion matters in this unfolding royal moment, the breaking moment. The news hit Britain hard. Just minutes ago, the royal family shared some devastating news about Prince William, leaving the entire nation in shock. This announcement came without warning and felt deeply personal beyond just royal duty. Prince William has always been seen as a calm and steady leader for the monarchy as it moves into a new era. He is known for his balance, compassion, and quiet strength, earning respect and affection from people around the world. Now, with this sudden news from the palace, everything feels uncertain. The official statement was short but emotional. It said the prince is going through an incredibly difficult and private moment and asked the public to show understanding as the family deals with the situation. These few lines quickly caused a wave of shock in the media. Headlines popped up on every major news site, and television anchors spoke with shaky voices, unsure of how to describe the news. People reacted instantly on social media, using words like heartbreaking and unbelievable as millions tried to process the news. Conversations about Prince William filled homes, cafes, offices, and public transport. People talked about his composure and dedication to his country, recalling how he handled the passing of Queen Elizabeth and supported King Charles while continuing to work hard despite constant scrutiny. It is hard to believe that someone who seemed so strong could be facing such a painful situation, leaving the public with a sense of helplessness. Crowds gathered outside Buckingham Palace almost immediately after the announcement. Some stood in silence while others brought flowers and handwritten notes as small gestures of sympathy for a man and family they have watched grow up. Their grief was not flashy, but quiet disbelief, showing that even those with privilege are not safe from life's challenges. Inside the palace, sources say the atmosphere is heavy. Staff members must keep things private and manage the media carefully. The prince is focusing on his family and his well-being. Close friends have requested space, and aides described this as one of the hardest times the royal family has faced in years. The impact of this news will be felt for weeks. Prince William has always represented stability, a link between tradition and the future. Now that link seems to shake under the weight of sorrow as Britain watches and waits. One thing is clear: this moment will be remembered as one of the toughest and most defining in modern royal history. The official confirmation. When the palace released that statement, it felt like the whole world paused. The language was formal, but you could sense the pain behind it. They addressed something very personal involving Prince William and asked for privacy while the family stayed close. No matter how they worded it, the hurt was clear. Within moments, TV broadcasts cut out, news websites lit up, and social media went wild. People were shocked and silent with heavy hearts. After a period of calm, the royals finally spoke up, and we all wished it had been for a better reason. The timing was rough. Things had felt almost normal lately, a break after endless public events. Then out of nowhere, everything changed. Even veteran journalists were surprised, admitting they hadn't seen this coming. Cameras turned towards Buckingham Palace, showcasing its heavy iron gates under a gloomy London sky. That image captured the mood perfectly, representing a nation's concern and echoing the anxiety felt across the UK. Beneath the polished words was a serious truth. Something significant happened that affected the monarchy deeply. For a family that values tradition and composure, using phrases like deeply personal and difficult was surprising. These phrases signaled deep pain, dressed in royal language, enough to show their humanity without revealing everything. Inside the palace, the atmosphere felt tense. Staff moved quietly, speaking in low voices. Even those who had been there for years seemed shaken. The decision to go public followed long discussions among top officials. Ultimately, William decided he has always believed in being open with the public, even if it leads to public scrutiny. As the news spread, support poured in from all over the Commonwealth and beyond. Politicians, celebrities, and everyday people expressed their solidarity, praising his hard work over the years. There were also prayers because despite royal status, everyone faces life's challenges. In homes and pubs, conversations quieted. People shared memories of Prince William's life. The boy walking behind his mother's coffin, the steady man who grew into his role, and the father who shines with his family. Connecting him to this sadness felt personal for many, as if they had lost part of their own past. Words like devastating and out of nowhere filled the news. The royal family has been a source of strength through many storms, but this situation exposed the raw truth. Underneath the traditions, they are just like us. Hearts breaking, families coming together. They asked for space, and we support that. Still, there's a feeling of anxiety, hoping that from this difficult time, something better and clearer will emerge. Shock waves across the nation. When the news broke, it felt like the world changed in an instant. There was a wave of shock and sadness as people reacted. William's name quickly became a trending topic worldwide, pulling millions into this shared sense of grief. For many, he has been a reliable figure, someone who offered strength in difficult times. Now, he is facing a crisis that took everyone by surprise. Social media turned into a place for mourning almost immediately. Thousands shared their grief and love, expressing disbelief from places like London, New York, Sydney, and Toronto. People filled their timelines with old photos of him, smiling with Kate and their children, radiating warmth. Many wrote the same heartfelt message. I just can't understand this. For a moment, the usual discussions about politics and celebrity gossip faded away. We all came together to mourn, and every scroll revealed our shared hope. Hang in there, Wills. Important figures, including prime ministers and spiritual leaders, quickly shared messages of support. They recognized William's dedication over the years and acknowledged the good he has done. Even former royals who distanced themselves reached out privately to show support. In public, crowds gathered outside palaces, not out of curiosity, but out of compassion. At Buckingham Palace, families stood close together in the rain, some holding small Union Jacks or placing flowers and cards at the gates with messages like, "We're with you," or "You can do this." In Windsor, the usual tourist noise quieted as if the area itself was taking a moment to breathe. News crews reported this unusual display of feelings, capturing the deep connection we all have to him. William represents the idea of moving forward, focusing on family and compassion. Seeing him struggle feels like a reminder that even those in positions of power face hardships. People who usually ignore royal news paused to pay attention. Teachers took time in class to answer students' tough questions, and workers gathered around screens for updates. On public transport, strangers exchanged looks that acknowledged the shared sadness. This pain seemed to wrap around everyone, communal yet personal, like losing a neighbor. As evening arrived, the palace gates lit up with candles and flowers covered walkways. Notes drifted in the wind as if making quiet promises. The situation hurt, but it also brought people closer together, a moment of unity that transcended backgrounds and differences. Across the UK and beyond, we stood together, feeling connected by our shared humanity. In the end, this experience reminded us all that even in tough times, human connection prevails, shining brightly through the darkness and letting us know that we will get through it together. A prince under pressure. Prince William has lived his life under a lot of pressure because he is the heir to the British throne. From a young age, everyone has watched his every move. While he often seems calm and in control, he is handling a heavy burden. Being the heir is not as glamorous as it seems. It comes with constant responsibilities. Recently, people have noticed that he seems more worn out. He has been doing fewer public events, and he appears to be struggling. What some thought was just tiredness now seems to be a sign of deeper issues. He is trying to balance his royal duties with his family life. This balance is hard because he wants to protect his family while maintaining a good image. Kate, his wife, has seen the stress he is under and has encouraged him to take time for himself and their children. The royal tradition has always been to keep going, but it is clear that William is feeling the strain. For the first time, we see him as a person trying to manage both royal expectations and his desire for a normal family life. This moment shows us that even someone in his position can feel overwhelmed. At Kensington Palace, a family is dealing with challenges. The news about William surprised many, but those close to him know it has been a growing struggle. Kate Middleton stands strong in the middle of it all, supporting her children, George, Charlotte, and Louis. She focuses on protecting them from the media and keeping their lives normal. Kate balances parenting with royal duties. She shows grace and warmth. Insiders say she is involved in their daily lives, offering comfort through bedtime stories and hugs. Her strength comes from her love for William and their family. The atmosphere in the palace has become tender, with family members checking in and offering real support. This situation is not just about royal duties. It is a shared sadness that brings them closer. Kate stays as a steady support for her family during this tough time. They face challenges together, not just as royals, but as a family. The palace feels warm and lively with family life, showing their strength in the face of difficulties. The hidden burden of royal life. The British royals may seem like they live in a fairy tale world with grand palaces and fancy titles, but a closer look reveals that royalty can feel like a trap. For Prince William, the constant attention has grown stronger over the years. He was born into this life and was in the public eye before he could even talk. He carries heavy expectations and the pressure of what people think. As he grew up, William learned that one mistake could spread rumors. This made him focus on staying composed. Now, as he raises a family with Kate, every moment is closely watched, adding to the stress. He wishes for the simple joys of barbecues and playdates, but has to put his public duties first, making it hard to find privacy. In a world where every detail can cause a controversy, keeping up appearances can be tiring. The cheerful image hides the real struggles that come with being royal. Recent personal challenges have shown that even those in high places face tough times. William's experience reminds us that behind the crown, there are real emotions and difficulties. The British monarchy has a long history filled with challenges. It has stood as a symbol of strength for centuries, surviving tough times that would break other institutions. However, behind its glamorous image lies a family that knows heartache well. Each generation has faced its own struggles, revealing the human side behind the royal facade. Currently, Prince William is in a difficult situation, reminding us of past struggles. The shadow of his mother, Diana, still affects him, showing how public attention can harm even the strongest individuals. The image of young William at his mother's funeral highlights the pain he has endured, balancing duty with loss. Queen Elizabeth's reign faced many issues, including wars, family scandals, and national sorrow. She handled these challenges not because she was untouchable, but because she learned to cope with difficult times. Her saying, "Grief is the price we pay for love," expresses the ongoing pain within the royal family. As William navigates his own challenges, we notice familiar patterns emerging. He has always been a steady figure, linking the past and the future, but old pressures are closing in on him. The public watches with a mix of sympathy and curiosity, questioning if the lessons from history have truly been understood. Though the royal family aims to show strength, their struggles reflect the realities of everyday life. History echoes within the palace, reminding us that successes and sorrows often go together for those who wear such heavy crowns. What comes next? The big question now is what's next for Prince William. Recent news has many people wondering about his future. This moment seems like a chance for change, as William may be at a point where he can reshape the royal family's story. Advisors in King Charles are discussing cutting back on his public appearances so he can focus on healing with Kate and their children. This time is important, and the world is watching closely. King Charles wants to take a careful approach that puts family first while keeping the royal family stable. Buckingham Palace feels tense with carefully worded statements keeping the public interested. Some believe William may take a break or reduce his workload. This moment could signal a big change for modern royals, as being open about feelings connects him emotionally with the public. Outside the palace, people are showing support by leaving flowers and notes for the prince. He has grown from a grieving boy into a caring leader. The atmosphere is serious but supportive, with many people expressing real concern for his well-being. The nation is coming together for William, tough that. Messages of support are arriving from around the world, but the strongest ones come from home. As the royal spotlight dims, his story resonates with the public, reminding us that compassion shines through during difficult times, echoing the love of a nation.